Hey everybody, welcome to the First and Blast podcast. It's your boy Big Ben Chunko, and today I will bring you start and sit running backs that I like this week. Okay, we got week 1 coming. Tomorrow we actually got Kansas City and Baltimore hooking it up. So I'm super excited. I'll be on DraftKings, Big B814. Anybody wants to get that ass beat, send me an invitation. I always like to play heads up with everybody. Also, you can find me on X at ChunkoBen. Alright, so we're going to jump into here. First off, I want to say, it's week 1. So remember, don't try to get too cute for week 1, That's a big mistake people make, they want to get fancy, So we're going to keep it simple. You drafted the players you drafted because you expected to play them. Alright, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to give you all the running backs that I would play. And then I'm going to go to the ones that I won't play, and I'll tell you why I won't play them. All right, so obviously, we're going to start from top to bottom. We're going to go Christian McCaffrey. He's the first one. You're playing him. You drafted him to play. Probably your number 1, number 2, number 3 overall pick. You're playing him. It's simple as that. Breece Hall, same reasons. You're playing him. Bijan Robinson, you're playing him. You drafted him in the first round. And you're going to use them. Saquon Barkley and Jonathan Taylor, same way. You either got them in the first, early second, you play them. Jamar Gibbs, Travis Etienne, Kyron Williams. You're playing all those guys. Devon A-Chain, you're playing. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, play them. Isaiah Pacheco, James Cook, play them. Rashard White, Joe Mixon, and Kenneth Walker, you're playing all them guys too. Alvin Kamara, James Conner, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, Zamir White, Devin Singletary, Jerome Ford, Najee Harris, Brian Robinson, and Chuba Hubbard are all players I'm playing. Okay, so some people, and this all depends on how you drafted, how your league's set up. If you're an 8-man league, obviously some of them guys I named towards the end, you're not playing because you won't have to play them. If you're in an 8-man league, it's pretty deep. The top 24 running backs are going to be in play probably every week in those ones. You play a 10-man, so some you won't have to go as deep either. Now, if you're in a 12-man plus league, we all know it's deeper. You're going to have to play more people. You're going to have to get a little more creative. You're going to have to dig a little deeper, okay? Now, some of the guys I named towards the bottom, like Devin Singletary, I know he wasn't a highly, drafted guy or whatever, but okay, but for New York, there's really nobody else. How much do we really believe in Tyrone Tracy? And, I don't. So, I'll give it a week or two, and I'll see what happens. And then you make adjustments as you have to. Jerome Ford. There's really nobody else in Cleveland. I know they just re-signed Deonta Foreman. Even after they released him, they re-signed him. And he's probably going to get some carries. We seen him in Chicago last year. He got playing time, but that was just because everybody else was hurt for the most part. And then, Chuba Hubbard. I like Chuba Hubbard, at least until Jonathan Brooks comes back. And once he comes back, you're probably going to fade Chuba. But, you have to wait and see because, you never know. Here's another thing. I am not playing any rookie running backs this week. I am not starting them. They're not in my lineups in redrafts. Now, maybe for DFS, that's a whole different situation. But as far as redraft, I am not going with any rookie running backs. This week you're going to wait, you're going to see. It could burn you maybe if you sit those guys, but chances are none of them's really going to do much. If you have to start one, if you're in a super deep league and you have to play one, I would go Blake Corum, would probably be the one I feel the most comfortable with. So he's at that maybe baby type of, you know what I mean? But other than that, don't get fancy. It's week 1. You drafted the players you wanted to draft in the order you drafted them because you felt that way. Don't change your mind now. There's no reason for it. All right, the guys I have that I wouldn't play. Raheem Mostert, I'll start out with. He had a big year last year. To me, he's touchdown dependent. He's probably somebody I would say if you're in a deep league, even a 12-man league, you could probably play him. I don't have a lot of him, so I probably won't play. I wouldn't play him even if I did. So he's somebody I'm staying away from. David Montgomery, the same reason. I feel he's touchdown dependent. And, he's getting older, and he'll be phased out by Gibbs by the end of the year anyway. But he's very touchdown dependent. So that's why I have him, leave him alone. Again, unless you're in a deep league. Okay, here's one that people will probably be like, yo, what's up? But Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears, I don't want any of these guys. If you watch some of my stuff earlier, I didn't like these guys. I still don't like them. Again, in a deep league, you do what you have to do. If you have one of these guys, you roll with them. It stinks you got stuck with them, but it is what it is. You drafted them, so, but I'm not playing them unless it's a deep, deep, deep league. Javonte Williams and Jaleel McLaughlin. I like Javonte Williams, but I'm going to give it a week and wait. We have no idea what this Denver offense is going to look like. I think it's going to be pretty rough. So, just give it a week and wait. If you drafted these guys, they're probably your third, fourth, fifth running back anyway. So it's not going to hurt you to sit them and just see what happens. Zach Moss and Chase Brown. We have no idea there. So, like I said, take the week unless you need them. Take the week, see what happens. Austin Eckler. Everybody knows how I feel about Austin Eckler. Never liked the guy, never drafted him. I've never held a piece of Austin Eckler in my life. So I wouldn't play him. I think Brian Robinson's going to get all the play. Eckler's going to get in there, obviously. But I think he's going to show his true colors, and before you know it, he'll just be here and there, Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. Two other guys, I'll probably wait a week. I think Gus Edwards will be okay to play in 12-man plus leagues. But again, unless you went so receiver heavy, these guys fall in your top, they fall into your top running backs. And sometimes you have to play them. Like if you're in a dynasty league, I'm not going to lie, Gus Edwards is my top running back in a dynasty league right now. So, obviously I'm going to roll with him. I don't like it, but But if you have other options, go with your other options. Let's see what they do. That team is going to run the ball, but let's see who runs the ball. Because, let's say they only run the ball, 24 times, and let's say they split it 50-50, and we don't know if they're going to play Kamani Vidal either. So if they're only getting 10 carries apiece, these guys just aren't worth it, Ezekiel Elliott and Rico Dowdle. I don't want anything to do with Dallas's, I don't want anything to do with, with the Cowboys' run game. I'll wait and see. I don't want anything to do with that. Unless you absolutely have to, leave it be. Tyler Algier, I don't think he's going to get all that. He's going to play probably a little bit, but I'd leave him alone unless you're in a deep league. Zach Charbonnet, probably get a little bit of play. And again, I'm not picking on any of these guys because in that dynasty league I told you I had Gus Edwards. Zach Charbonnet is my second best running back. So I'll be rolling him out to play him because I have to. But, you should have better options than Zach Charbonnet. So, just wait to see what happens. He's a great handcuff to have. He's a good bench player to have. Because if something happens to Kenneth Walker, he's the man. Ty Chandler, not even touching him, leave him be. And Antonio Gibson, leave it be. All right, guys, well, those are my start-sit running backs for this week. I'll have receivers out probably later today or tomorrow. I'm trying to get everything out before the Kansas City game. Even if I don't, I'll put a video out of who you should play for Kansas City and Baltimore, which is a pretty short list, but I'll make sure something's out there for you. All right, guys. Y'all have a great day and peace out.